Section 1. You wake up. You follow your morning routine. You meditate. You journal. You drink your lemon water. You do everything you've been told to do. And yet, by 11 a.m., you feel scattered, unfocused, behind, like the morning somehow slipped through your fingers again. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Your morning routine might actually be the problem. I know that sounds backwards. I know you've been told that a morning routine is the key to productivity, success, and a better life. And in many ways that's true. But there is a version of a morning routine that is quietly draining your energy, killing your focus, and making you less productive than if you had no routine at all. And millions of people are stuck in it right now, without even realizing it. Today, we are going to break down exactly why your morning routine might be working against you, and more importantly, what to do instead. This is the video I wish someone had made me watch before I wasted 2 years doing my mornings completely wrong. Welcome to Vibexa. Let's fix your mornings. Section 2. Let's start with the most common mistake, and the one that causes all the others. You built your morning routine by copying someone else's. You watched a YouTube video about a billionaire's 5 a.m. routine. You read an article about what the most successful CEOs do in the morning. You downloaded a productivity app that gave you a template, and you took that routine, dropped it into your life, and wondered why it felt wrong, forced, and exhausting. Here is the truth. A morning routine that was built for someone else's life, someone else's body, someone else's goals, will never work for your life. Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 a.m. That works for Tim Cook. He has been building that habit for decades. His body, his schedule, and his lifestyle support that routine. Yours might not, and that is perfectly okay. The problem is that we treat other people's routines like a prescription, like if we just follow the exact steps, we'll get the exact results. But a morning routine is not a prescription. It is a reflection of who you are, what you need, and what you are building toward. When you copy someone else's routine, you are wearing someone else's shoes. They might be beautiful shoes, but if they don't fit, every step is going to hurt. The fix is simple, but it takes honesty. Ask yourself, what do I actually need in the morning to feel good, focused, and ready? Not what looks impressive. Not what some successful person does. What do you need? Start there. Build from there. Your routine has to be yours. Section 3. Here's a question I want you to sit with for a second. How long is your morning routine? If the answer is more than 90 minutes, and especially if it includes 8 or 10 different habits all stacked together, there is a very real chance that your routine is exhausting you before your actual day even begins. This is one of the sneakiest traps in the self-improvement world. We add more and more habits because each one sounds valuable. Meditate, journal, exercise, cold shower, read, visualize, affirmations, gratitude practice, healthy breakfast, review goals. And suddenly your morning routine has become a second job, a performance you have to complete before you're allowed to actually start your life. And what happens when your routine is this heavy? 2 things. First, you feel like a failure every day you don't complete it perfectly, which is most days, because life is unpredictable. Second, and this is the big one, you are spending your peak mental energy on your routine instead of on your actual work. Here's something most people don't realize. Your first 2 to 4 hours of the day are when your brain is at its absolute sharpest. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for deep thinking, creativity, and focused work, is freshest right after you wake up. And if you spend that window doing 10 different morning habits, by the time you sit down to do real work, your best mental energy is already gone. The fix? Cut your routine down, ruthlessly. Keep only the habits that genuinely make you feel better and perform better. For most people, that is 3 to 5 things maximum. Short, effective, and energizing, not exhausting. Section 4. This one is going to hit some of you hard, and I say that because it hit me hard too. There is a very comfortable trap that the self-improvement world creates. It is called productive procrastination, and morning routines are one of the most popular forms of it. Productive procrastination is when you do things that feel productive, that look productive, that even are productive in some way, but they are not the thing you actually need to do. They are a way of staying busy, so you never have to face the hard, uncomfortable, important work. Think about it. If you spend 90 minutes on your morning routine, then make coffee, then check emails, then organize your workspace, then reply to a few messages, suddenly it is noon, and you have done 0 actual deep work. But you feel like you have been productive all morning. You had a great routine. You journaled. You meditated. And somehow, the one thing that was going to move your life forward, the project, the creative work, the hard task, never got touched. The morning routine became an escape from the work, not a preparation for it. The fix is to ask yourself one honest question every single morning. What is the one thing that if I do it today will make the biggest difference in my life right now? And then, before anything else, before the routine gets in the way, do that thing first. Even for just 25 minutes. Get the real work in before the routine takes over, because a morning routine should prepare you for your life, not replace it. Section 5. Let me ask you something. Why do you do your morning routine? Take a moment. Really think about it. If your answer is something like, because it makes me feel good, or because successful people do it, or because I read that I should, then I want to gently challenge you on that. A morning routine without a clear purpose is just a collection of habits, and a collection of habits without purpose becomes a ritual you perform on autopilot, something you do to feel like you're trying, not something that is actually moving you forward. Every single habit in your morning routine should have a clear reason why it is there. You meditate. Why? Because it reduces your anxiety and helps you think more clearly before you start work. Great. That has a purpose. You journal. Why? Because writing down your thoughts helps you process your emotions and clarify your priorities. Great. That has a purpose. You exercise. Why? Because it gives you energy and sharpens your focus for the next 4 hours. Excellent purpose. But if you are doing things just because someone told you to, just because it is part of the routine, just because it sounds like the kind of thing a productive person would do, those habits are dead weight. They are taking up your precious morning time without giving you anything real in return. Sit down today and go through every habit in your morning routine. Right next to each one, why is this here? What does this do for me? If you cannot answer that clearly, cut it. A shorter routine full of purposeful habits will always outperform a long routine full of borrowed ones. Section 6. This might be the most important thing in this entire video, and it is the thing almost nobody talks about. Your chronotype is your body's natural biological rhythm, your internal clock that determines when you are naturally most alert, most creative, and most energetic. And here's the critical thing. Not everyone's chronotype is the same. Morning people, people who are naturally alert and sharp early in the day, make up roughly 25% of the population. Evening people, people whose brains naturally peak in creativity and focus in the afternoon or evening, make up another 25%. The remaining 50% fall somewhere in the middle. Here is the problem. The entire productivity and self-improvement industry was built around morning people. Every book about the 5 AM Club, every video about billionaire morning routines, every article about the miracle morning. It assumes you are a morning person. And if you are not, if you are forcing yourself into a 5 a.m. routine when your brain naturally peaks at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m., you are not optimizing. You are fighting your own biology. And your biology will always win. This does not mean night owls should abandon morning routines. It means they should build morning routines that work with their natural energy, not against it. Maybe your morning routine is shorter and gentler, and your deep-focused work happens later in the day when your brain is actually ready. That is not failure. That is intelligence. Know your chronotype. Build your routine around it. And stop punishing yourself for not being a morning person if you were never built to be one. Section 8. So here is where I want to leave you. Your morning routine is not the enemy, but a bloated, borrowed, purposeless morning routine absolutely is. And the sooner you are willing to look at it honestly and rebuild it around your real life, your real goals, and your real biology, the sooner your mornings will actually start working for you. Take what you learned today and do one thing tonight. Look at your current morning routine and ask yourself, is every single habit here earning its place? Cut the ones that are not. Simplify. Sharpen. And then show up tomorrow morning with a routine that is truly, honestly yours. If this video made you think differently about your mornings, I want to know. Drop a comment below. What habit are you cutting from your routine? I read everything, and I will reply. Hit the like button if this gave you value. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this. And subscribe to Vibexa if you are not already part of this community. Every week we put out content designed to help you think better, perform better, and build a life you are actually proud of. I will see you in the next one. Work smarter, not just harder. And always build a life on your own terms.